Hey yo, and welcome to the FUZZ Devlog. Today I'm going to be going over the updates to FUZZ's character art. And for anyone new, FUZZ is a hand-drawn action-adventure game where you'll explore the mysterious Eden Island as the last seed, harness the weapons and tools of your environment to engage in fluid aerial combat, solve physics and elemental-based puzzles, and revive your lost paradise. And deciding to change the character art for FUZZ was not easy, because FUZZ's sprite is actually the oldest piece of art in the game. It was actually drawn up before we decided to make a game, and was originally a t-shirt design, so it holds some sentimental value to the founding team members. And maybe it was my fear of not being able to come up with anything better, our attachment to the design, or both. But as we transitioned FUZZ's art style from simple black and white lines to more detailed and colorful designs, we never updated FUZZ's look throughout that. We got some feedback from playtests that people were looking forward to the full art for the character, which is something we weren't expecting, so after we got that a few times, we were like, okay, time to make a change. And so to start, I created a list of things that I wanted this design to get across to the player. And this consisted of things like story context, that he's a seed, he has the power of wind, and this power comes from essence. And also, almost more importantly, is affordances to the gameplay. So FUZZ floats, FUZZ has wind powers, he can create tethers, immune to elements, maybe didn't get across, and most importantly, he does not walk anymore. So the old design had legs because he used to actually be just a regular platformer, but we switched that up, so the design should reflect that change. It definitely was not a straight line getting to this final product, so I'm going to go over the 6 versions that we considered going with, and then I'm going to show the revision of the version we chose to move forward with, just to kind of show the process that goes into character design and how many things were considered before actually settling on something. And so I started off the designs with kind of just a regular little round seed. I always like to have these kind of contour lines, not only for guiding me, but also making the shape clear. Adding a little fuzz, adding these holes where maybe the wind could be pouring out of, like this is the source of FUZZ's wind is inside the seed. So that was kind of fun. And also this whole essence idea, like this essence light is pouring out of FUZZ. So we kind of a crazy design there. I wanted to bring it more fuzzy, make the design look a little more fuzzy, a little more squishy, so went back to this, thinking kind of a fuzzy acorn vibe. So he's got the acorn hat, he's got the fuzz bottom, kind of like a little brim on there where the hat is pushing down his hair. I decided to color it up a little bit, add some details to the hat, break up that blank space, and overall it was looking pretty solid. Just continuing to add some details here, just playing around really. I was playing around pretty much this whole process, just trying to figure out what would stick, and this is the end result for that one. So next, I wanted to go with something that really showed that this character is a character that floats, something that really looks floaty, while still kind of keeping the cute essence of FUZZ. So just working around with this little seed with like a little tuft coming out, adding some texture, love texture, playing around with a little bottom design there, kind of like, ooh, I don't know. Reinforcing the plant theme. Playing around with some different tops, so many different variations we made. And this is the end result for there. It's alright. Next, moving on with this larger seed. So I was going seed on the inside, FUZZ on the outside for this one. So kind of best of both worlds. You see it's a seed and it is FUZZ, fuzzy. Adding some shadows, also, very satisfying adding shadows with this drawing assist on. Making these eyes contour to the shape of the seed a little bit better. And then adding this nice 3D, like the shell has some depth to it effect, which is nice. I tried to kind of make it a Scottish fuzz with the old hat, it didn't really work out. Then I went for these like tendrils coming out of the inside of the holes, kind of creepy and weird. I like it, but maybe not for this context. And this is what we ended up with this. I do like this version a lot, but we made more. So I did forget to record me making this, but we have this kind of fuzzy fuzz. I don't know what you call it. Maybe it's like a wind seed. So I do like this one a lot, but maybe some other ones had more potential. So let's see. Next up, we got this little teardrop shape with some fuzz on the outside. More of these holes. I like these holes for like the whole wind theme. And this is where we ended up. So we had a lot of good contenders, and we had a lot of other ideas that we didn't even continue with, like this little spirity thing, and this crazy, I don't even know what to call that, a little acorn dude, this bloom, not sure what that is. We then made a list of the top 6. I sent them over to the team, made a poll, seeing which one people like the most, but this is the one that won V2 with the acorn hat. People like the acorn hat. making different variations on that. This dapper gentleman here, this toilet brush kind of thing, a little chill fuzz. Honestly, I like this one a lot. Another toilet brush, a cute toilet brush, and this little kind of a combed fuzz. Makes me uncomfortable. Don't know what I was going with here. And then I went back to the toilet brush, softened it up a little bit, added some more detail to the brim, gave him little bangs, messing around with different eye shapes. And, you know, funny eye shapes. At this point I was like, whatever. I had been iterating on this. I was just really trying to play around, creating a little loose eye shape. And then in the end we went with this. And the team liked it a lot. So I was like, okay, I'll go through this version, test it out in engine. It felt really solid in the world. So I was like, okay, let's make some color variations on this and then we'll be set. So went with some radical color variations at first, kind of dialed it back just to the acorn hat. But as you can see, the acorn hat is too emphasized. It's like this acorn hat almost looks like it would protect you from damage from up top, which is not what we want to imply. And it kind of insists upon itself too much, like this guy's hat, as Matt pointed out. So I went ahead and dialed back the hat detail, and then added these circles maybe to add some three-dimensional depth to the hat, and also imply like maybe this is where the wind is coming from. And then we went through a bunch of iterations on the brim color, on that little fuzz that the hat pushes down. And then after that we settled on this, lightened up that top hat a little bit, and it was looking solid. It felt really good in the world. Obviously it's not animated yet, but it feels a lot grounded compared to the other 2D lines that FUZZ used to be. So feeling good about this, looking forward to cooking up the animations. There's going to be, you know, the wind is going to be blowing around the fuzz. There'll be nice turning animations, which we never had before. Depending on the direction you're moving in, FUZZ will react to that dynamically, and that'll be really fun. So yeah, if anyone has any preference to the other versions instead of the one that we picked, let us know in the comments, because we're considering having skin options as something in the game. So if we can find the development time, then we'll do that. But if that does happen, we'd love to hear your thoughts on which ones we should include in that. So let us know for sure. If you like what you see, consider subscribing and giving a wish list on Steam. And thank you very much for watching. See you next time.